Hey there, it's Hunted from Plat Pursuit with yet another spoiler-free Platinum Guide. Today we've got Lost Records Bloom and Rage for you, a two-part adventure title from developer Don't Nod. As always, this guide is intended to take you from 0 to the Platinum in as little amount of time as possible, all while being easy to use and avoiding spoilers wherever we can. All you need to do is play along, and you'll have another Plat for your collection. For your convenience, timestamps will be provided in the description for easier navigation. Before we start, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to let us know to keep pumping out these videos. If this guide is helpful to you, check out our other high-quality guides and let your friends know about the work we're doing over here at Plat Pursuit. If you're looking for even more trophy hunting friends, join our Discord at discord.gg/PlatPursuit. Now, a couple of quick things to know as we begin. First off, the game has two different modes, story mode and collectible mode. If you miss a certain collectible, the best way to snag it is selecting the chapter in collectible mode. However, there are a few trophies which require you to do things within the same story mode save, so make sure you're paying attention and grab everything as I do to avoid any headaches later. Fortunately, most trophies in the game are miscellaneous tasks and are quite easy to get. However, some are tied to relationship status with the other three main characters, so make sure you're building those relationships as often as possible. With that, let's jump into the game, and I hope you enjoy. All right, hello and welcome to Lost Records. We are right here, right at the beginning of the game, and I just want to take a moment to show you something that you can do for a trophy. So I'm paused because we're in the middle of characters having a dialogue, which is obviously going to be a majority of the game, but what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to wait out a few of the dialogues. You have to do it 3 times, essentially, and just stay silent. And once you do it 3 times, you'll get a trophy for it. If you don't want to stay, like, you can do it for these first couple of interactions, which is what I'm going to do here. If you want to go back and actually explore the dialogue, you can always do replay a scene or restart checkpoint or whatever. But let me unpause here. So you're going to see
lockdowns, you not being able to travel, not coming to visit me.
Now with this one, you have to wait.
I know you're busy, but just wish you'd make some time.
And then once it goes all the way down, that'll count as 1.
Are you there? You're spacing out again. Earth to Swan.
So there you go. If you do it 3 times, you can go ahead and get this trophy out of the way. Don't have to worry about it. And then, like, say, if you want to, you can just go ahead and click Restart Checkpoint to answer the questions how you would prefer. Alright, so we're here in the first scene. We just got out of the car after talking to Mom. And there's a billboard over here. If you see when you press square, it says reminisce. You have to do this with 10 different items. You essentially have to reminisce 10 times. There are a ton of these in the game, so it's almost unmissable. But I think if you were to really super avoid them, you might be able to miss it. But regardless, as long as you reminisce 10 different times, you'll be able to get the trophy. I'll show that trophy being popped here. I guess I'll stitch it when it comes in, but yeah, so just reminisce when you can, and you'll get that in no time.
Time to head in. Face the inevitable.
All right, so there we go. Actually, the one that popped it didn't even play because I guess it was in the middle of the other dialogue. But you can get it just by outside, and I suppose I didn't even think about this. I wanted to test it. You can continually click on reminisce on any item. I thought it had to be different ones. I don't even think it does. I think it can be even the same item. You can click on it 10 times, essentially, and you'll get the trophy. So I got it in the parking lot in Scene 1, so it's pretty easy to get. All right, so if you don't know what I'm talking about with the scenes, when I say that we're in a specific scene, you can hit the pause menu and click on replay a scene, and it'll show you essentially what scene we are currently in. So right now we're in scene 3. which takes place in Swan's bedroom. So there are a couple things we need to do here, but the first one is kind of important just because it requires a little bit of timing. There is a clock, an alarm clock, right here on this bed, or not on the bed, but on the little table thing, shelf thing, whatever it is, and you have to examine the clock as soon as it hits 10:10. I guess it doesn't have to be like them. As long as it reads 10:10 on the clock, you need to examine it. So I'm just going to wait here for a few minutes. I'll cut to me getting it, and then, we'll explore the rest of the room. All right, so the clock just ticked over to 10:10. Hit square on it to examine, and you should get the trophy. Okay, so one of the trophies in the game is to essentially change your clothes every opportunity that you get in the game. There are 6 different places to do that, and the first one happens right here in scene number 3 in her room. You'll just need to go over to the closet, click open. I've already done it, as you can see. I'm in different clothes here, but you'll head into the closet, and then you can pick whatever you want. Click confirm and leave, and that will be the first one done. So next to the closet, after you change your clothes, up here is a pin screen. And you have to try all of the shapes. You're not going to be able to unlock it this time, but we can get started with it here. So just go down the list, make the different shapes. There's 3 each time. And then you can go ahead and just leave it. But once you do that, then we'll move on to the next part. Hey guys, it's Editing Hunted here for a moment. While I was playing, I didn't realize that I needed to look at this book in the past as well as later on for a trophy. So it's on this shelf here. Make sure you take a look. The book is called Illusion Eye. You're not going to get anything for doing it now, but it should help you pop a trophy later. Make sure you look at it. Even if it doesn't matter, just look at it now and we'll get it later. All right, so over on the chest, you'll have the cat that you named a little bit earlier on. You have to pet him 2 times on 2 different days, or you don't have to pet him 2 times on 2 different days. You have to pet him 1 time on 2 different days. So make sure you just give him a good pet, and we'll do that again in a little while.
Yes, you.
All right, let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about Memoirs here. So you should have just gotten a trophy. Once you do the very first memoir, it's kind of part of the story. You have to do it. Once you do that, you should get a trophy for watching your very first memoir compilation. Now, the large portion of this video is going to be showing you how to get all 22 of the different collectible memoirs. But there's more things to record than you necessarily need for the memoirs. So I'm not going to show everything. I'm just going to show things that are sufficient enough to get you all of the trophies. When it comes to the memoirs, there are other things as well to do to get trophies, like editing or deleting footage. So what we can do real quick to get another trophy is we can edit this memoir that we just did, this kitty one here. If you hit square to edit, we can reorder the 2 clips that we took. So we go like this, and you'll get a trophy there for editor. And you'll also get the director's cut one consequently, because we reordered, or we edited a memoir after we already watched the compilation of it, which is a little weird, but hey, I'll take 2 trophies for the price of 1 there. So I recorded a little bit of extra footage of just the cat and things. And what we can do is, since we have this kind of extra footage that's not used in anything, we can just go ahead and delete it. And this will give us another trophy. Okay, so I recorded another thing of the bookshelf to kind of just show you what we're doing. I'm in the My Room memoir right now. If you hit square to replace a piece of footage, you can record something twice. I just did it of the cat with the bookshelf that's kind of in there, just so you can see that it is different footage. You can't reuse the same footage and replace it. But so if you just go ahead and hit square, replace, and then you select the footage you want, replace it with that, and you'll get a trophy for your trouble. All right, and then the last thing we need to do when it comes to like the editing and deleting and stuff for a trophy is we need to mark 10 pieces of footage as our favorite. I just went ahead and recorded some random stuff around the room, and we can just go ahead and mark these all as favorite. Like so. And there you go. You'll get that final trophy. So now you just need to worry about getting the actual pieces of like the various collectibles for the different memoirs. And like I said, that's going to be the lion's share of this video is doing that. So I will make sure that you get everything that you need. All right. So we're starting with our very first collectible here. You can look out the window. Get a nice little view of this cardinal and take a screen recording. What am I saying? We're using a camera.
That's a wrap.
And there you go.
I'll film more on the trail.
So you're going to get a trophy for it, for getting your first one. And you can see that it says 1 of 15. So we're going to have to capture 15 different bird shots to get this. So do that. And then up here in the upper right, whoops, got to zoom in first. Or upper left, sorry. There is this water tower. Go ahead and record this as well, and you'll unlock this one. You can move the controller to kind of move the camera a little bit, however you want to do it. So we got the water tower shot. And then let's get another recording of the cat. You have to do a couple more things here in this room. So let's get a recording of Pumpkin here. Let's take a nice little, maybe... nice view of him looking out the window. Cute little guy. Maybe zoom in for artistic effect. And then I'll turn to the right, and there are these like scratches on the dresser here. We're gonna take a image of this and maybe zoom in. Again, you can be as artistic as you want. I'm just playing it up for the video. You don't have to do any of that. As long as you record it, that will be good. And then over here, you're going to need to record his mouse toy. So let's just zoom in on it. Get a real close-up view of the mouse toy. And then finally, there is a cat scratch post thing right here. Maybe we can zoom out a bit. And, oh yeah, I guess you could do this cat toy too. And there's cat scratches there, but it doesn't really matter. I will go ahead and get this for even more cat. So there are the first 4. Then we're going to turn around from here. In the terrarium, there is a bug inside of it. You can choose to turn the light on if you want. You don't have to. But then you're going to want to zoom in, and you can toggle the flashlight on the camera, by the way, with the right on the D-pad. But you need to get this to unlock Critters Memoir. There we go. And then above you, there's a fan. Let's turn the fan on. And we're going to have to pull out the camera here. Record the fan for a second. And this only works if you turn the fan on. Make sure you turn it on. You can't do it without turning it on. Then there's going to be a Newton's cradle next to your bedside here. And this is the last thing in the room that we're going to need to record for now. So head over to this. Click on Use. And then pull out your camera rather quickly. Get a nice picture of this. And then you're done. And then, of course, you can go into your memoirs here. You can see all the collectible ones that we've started. And these are the ones that you're going to have to complete. Like I said, there are 22 of them. So we'll make sure that we get all of those finished, and then you can do what we were doing in the other ones and edit them and have fun. I think this is one of the coolest parts of the game is you get to make your own little home movies in a sort of 90s style, and it's a lot of fun. So definitely play around with this, but as long as you follow along with the guide, like I said, you will get all of the trophies. I will make sure of it. All right, so we're going to do something a little odd to get a trophy. So one of the trophies is to get a collectible in a collectible mode, which is actually different than the regular game mode. So if you go to replay a scene, you can see the different scenes, and then you can also see like the little videotape thing in the top right corner. That is like the collectibles that can be collected within the scene. We've done the bedroom one, and now we're here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little weird. And we're going to actually restart this scene in collectible mode. We're going to get the first collectible, and then it'll pop the trophy. We'll go back to story mode, and you'll never have to worry about it again, because this is technically missable if you were to play all the way straight through in story mode. Because if you collect everything in story mode, then you would obviously not be able to get it in collectible mode. So let's just do that to get it out of the way. So come over here to this one that we're in. I guess technically you could do this for this bedroom one, but since it's kind of weird with collecting the camcorder, I figured we'd just wait for this. So let's click on this, and then it'll ask you want collectible mode or story mode. Click play in collectible mode. Now the thing with story mode, and I'm going to mention this in a couple of later trophies and things that we're talking about, restarting scene in story mode will quite literally take you all the way back, and you cannot access later scenes, and you'd have to play through them all again. So only do that if absolutely necessary. If you miss something specific for a trophy, you shouldn't if you watch the video. But if you want to go back and look for other collectibles or things that you might have missed and you don't really care about, or you don't want to mess up your story, just do collectible mode, which is what we're going to do here. All right, so immediately when you're in this, you're going to try to record the deer, and he's going to walk away. I don't think you can quite get him. Yeah, you can almost get him, but not quite.
I wonder if they ever try to jump the fence.
So we'll go ahead and collect this one. This is a tree stand. And as soon as we get this, we should pop it for...
I'm so glad it's not hunting season.
For the trophy. There you go. So you get documentary filmmaker in collectible mode, and that is the last one of the memoirs that we have to worry about. But what I will recommend, I don't know if this actually matters. This is just my recommendation, just so we don't mess anything up. We should go back to replay a scene. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to get back to this point, right? But you can see we got the collectible. Click on this, then click hold triangle to replay in story mode, because we want to make sure we advance to the next one. I don't know what happens if you complete this scene in collectible mode. I would assume it doesn't go to the next one automatically, so you don't want to do everything over again. Make sure you replay it in story mode, and then we'll continue collecting things after that. All right, so we're back now in story mode. I don't know why, but for some reason it doesn't keep your progress with this, which is why we're just going to record it again, this hunting blind. I would assume it doesn't keep it. I don't know. It's very weird how it works, but I just wanted us to make sure we got the trophy. The deer ends up coming back.
Swan here.
Make sure you grab him.
This is the Michelson Ranch. These deer are...
And then that's all from this area. We'll we gotta head over to the pond here in just a minute. Okay, so now that we're by the pond, let's record the group of the geese here. Oh, there we go. Wait, I don't know why that didn't work. Okay, let's try again. And there we go. So we got them.
If I shoot something better, I can add it in later.
Before you hit all done, though, we have a couple of other things we need to do here. So there is a squirrel on a rock, and I'm trying to remember where he is. There he is. We'll zoom in and grab his
Hi there.
cute little face.
Getting ready for fall?
Get a bit of shaky cam. Okay. And then obviously over here we have these does that we can record. We'll zoom in on them as well.
And here are some wild does. Or maybe they escaped from the Michelsons. That'd be so crazy.
And then we need to, scared him away. We need to take a recording of the sun as well. So it's kind of like a scenic view. You don't want to be directly at the sun, I don't think. But you can see how we kind of have that weird white box. Just go ahead and click record and you should be able to get it. Yeah, scenic views. So there you go. All right, so once you get up from the log and you leave the pond, there's a couple things we need to do. By this sign right here, if you pull out your camera. There, don't get too close to these birds or they'll fly away, but you can grab these couple of birds on the ground here. These are some finches. All right, so then behind the trail sign, and here's that cardinal again from before, but we've got a couple of squirrels back in here that we need to record. Okay, sorry, I don't know why it wasn't working. I guess maybe you have to really zoom in, but here we go. We'll go ahead and record this. Yeah, if it's not working for you like it wasn't for me, once I zoomed all the way in, yeah, I guess that's what you have to do. Weird that it makes you zoom in that far on them, but regardless. So there are the squirrels, and that is all we'll need to do in this scene as far as the recording stuff goes. But there is one other thing we need to do in scene 4, so give us 1 sec. All right, so once we're back at the bar, we have a little conversation with Gus, and then you are off to the bathroom. Before you head over there to the bathroom, turn to the left and walk down kind of through the tables here to this one that has the scarf on it, and there's a bag, and what you need to do is you got to peek into the bag, and you can, I don't know what like how, you kind of just have to stand here for a second. It's weird. You don't like interact with it, but if you just kind of look, you can kind of peek in there and see what she's carrying. And that will pop the trophy. So do that, and then you can continue on. And that is everything for this specific scene. Okay, here we are in scene 5, right in front of the Youper Scooper and the Movie Palace right here. We've got to record a couple of things. So first things first, there is a van. It's not this van. Sorry, it's not even over here. It is on this side of the Movie Palace. Don't get too close because you're going to scare the birds away, but you'll want to go ahead and zoom in. You need to get both of them in shot here. It's a little awkward. There we go. Oh, I guess you don't have to get both of them. You just need to get just the one. So there we go. We'll grab this guy. Make that 4. And then we need to get some graffiti. Now, the graffiti is probably the one that has the most. There's a ton of graffitis in this game. And you only need to record 10. So we're going to obviously be skipping a bunch later. But we'll go ahead and get that. Get your first graffiti on film. And then above the van, there are some shoes we should grab.
I should watch what I shot before.
Over this way, if you take a look, it's another one of these scenic views. It doesn't really matter how you do it. You can zoom in, you can kind of come all the way back, however you want to do it. But as long as you're within the white square and it gives you this little red circle indicator, then you'll get another scenic view. And then you're going to want to head over to the alleyway.
Maybe I should call Mom.
And there's some more graffiti here on the wall. Go ahead and take a recording of this. And then from here, you're going to want to go to the end of the alleyway. There's more graffiti to record. And then turn around. And there's even more.
Last call for scoops.
And then we have another shot of the water tower we can grab right here.
The water tower. It'd be more fun to film if it sprung a leak.
Okay, then you're going to want to go ahead and climb up this ladder on the side of, or in the alleyway that we're in. And there's a few things we're going to need to do up here. Which includes, recording some things.
Hopefully
and
that guy who works here isn't around.
a couple of trophies. So immediately to the left, there's this movie palace flag that we'll want to record. So then from here, there's a fan up on this little platform. Turn it on, pull out the camcorder, and you'll go ahead and get another one of these. And then you're going to want to turn around, and we're going to look down into the backyard. And of course, you can feel free to explore whatever you like, look at whatever you need. Down here in the backyard, there are some strangers that we need to record. And you can also get a trophy for doing this as well. So we're going to record and imitate at the same time.
I bet I can guess what they're saying. Babe, are my boobs tanning evenly? It's not a bike. It's a chopper, baby.
So there you go.
I can read them like an open book.
And then before we get down from the roof, turn around, head over to this table, and there is some dice on the table. We'll need to pick it up, and then we can roll it over and over again until we get a natural 20. So, there we go. Got the 20 and got the trophy. So now we can get down from the roof and continue forward. Okay, then back down in front of the Youper Scooper again. You can record the ice cream on the ground, or rather you're recording the ants, but...
Oh, Empire of the Ants.
And then from here, you're going to want to head over to the right side. Again, you have more birds and things. Obviously, the movie palace can take care of it in a minute. But to the right side here, in this area, there is a snail. Look at that shot. Get the snail, and then there's a bunch of graffiti around. We can go ahead and just get all the general graffiti, and this will unlock the. We're just gonna go ahead and get all 10 of the graffitis in this spot. So, grab this one. Should be able to do this one, unless I'm wrong. There we go. Okay, get that. Turn around, grab this one. And obviously there are more over here. And I just have to angle yourself properly. Two more, this one and the last one right over there. And then we'll also get the final critter as well, which is a frog. So there we go. Memoir complete for the graffiti, and we also get a trophy for completing the first one. All right, and then in the stream, sorry, let me go ahead and show you. So from the tables, then in this stream right here, there is a frog. Go ahead and record him, and you'll complete critters as well. So you'll have to interact with the two girls at the Youper Scooper first before you can get this recordings. I've already done that, and you'll actually come back to this place. So it'll kind of take you out, and then you'll come back. And now you can go ahead and record them. Just make sure you're at a distance.
Get a dipped cone, a milkshake, or even a banana split.
I could do both.
Find us right on the corner of Main Street and Franklin.
I have to see how you look in a comb bra.
Oh,
I like this
the Youper Scooper.
And then record her as well. And you'll get both of those strangers. So any of the story-related ones, I'm really not going to show just because you have to do them to continue like through the game. But, you know, I'll just make mention of them, like this one, the Movie Palace one, and then there's a whole bunch of things you have to record for the Movie Palace. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll continue forward. And then as you are exiting out of the area, you're going to get, this is story-related.
I wonder where it came from.
It's just this balloon, and that'll finish moving in place as well.
Stop that! What the hell?
Okay, so now once you record the balloon, this cutscene is going to play, and we need to record 7 bullies, or what they're called. And to get the first one, you have to do a specific dialogue choice. I paused it so I can show that to you. I'm just going to cut to it here. So make sure that you pick the option to film her, and then you'll be able to record her and get the first one. All right, so go ahead and pick film.
Screw you! I really wasn't filming you before, but I will now. Say cheese.
And then go ahead and film her here.
Seriously? You're so annoying.
And then her boyfriend's going to show up, and you're going to have to film them together. And then you're going to have to film the guy a few times. So
We got a problem here.
Let her get away with it?
And then make sure that you go ahead and pick this one, film them.
Girl, if this was some wacko dude.
And rolling. Here we have 2 typical inhabitants of the suburban wasteland.
I don't
The female is clearly the
Hey,
dominant
stop.
member of the species.
keep her out of it.
Make her stop.
What? She clearly wants to film me, babe. Hey, weird girl. You got the hots for me or something?
Better not.
If it's good, come on. Won't take long.
So make sure you click film him. And these are timed, by the way, so just
But then I'm
be
leaving.
fast with them because you can miss one if you're not quick. You kind of have to record him pretty much immediately. If you do miss one, you can always go into collectible mode and get it later.
Action!
But make sure you get that when they pop up. There's going to be 3 different ones.
You're encouraging this bullshit?
Just relax. Babe, this'll only take a minute.
Really?
Come on, babe. I bet this is like the longest conversation this girl's ever had with a guy.
You're so right.
Hey, camera girl. Come on, do it. Zoom in. Zoom in on this new Chrome. Keep filming. Hey, keep going. Freak, you stop when I tell you to.
TikTok, Corey.
Just hold on.
So there you go. You get all 3, and then we'll have to get one more later, which we'll do in a little while.
Leave her.
So you may have noticed while you're playing that some options give you like little hearts if you pick them. We're here talking with Autumn in the present day. And this is one of the areas where if you were to pick this, Still Chubby and Awkward, then you'll get like a negative heart. And if you click this, thanks, and you look great, you'd get a plus heart. You're going to want to try to make sure that you do as many of the positive hearts throughout the game as possible. If you, for some reason, miss a bunch of them, and I'm going to highlight really important areas where you should definitely make sure you get as many positive hearts as possible. But you essentially want to be friends with the people in the game, and typically, you know, just be thoughtful, be considerate and kind and whatever, and you'll get plus hearts pretty easily. But you want to just make sure you get those, because that is where you're going to have to restart the game if you don't. So, as I'll show you here, click thanks, and you look great, and then you should get the plus heart from her.
Thanks,
There you go.
you too. You look great.
Oh, you're such a liar. But I'll let it slide.
But yeah, so just try to do that
really,
as often
you
as
do.
possible. So now that we're kind of beyond it, we're into the next section. We're having a conversation where the girls are telling each other their names. Now, this is going to go into what I was saying with the hearts. So your goal is to make at the end of tape 1, you want to be new friends with all 3 of the girls, and then at the end of tape 2, I can't remember what it's called, but you want to essentially be, you know, friends, continue being friends with them at the end of tape 2. But the most important one, if you ever have to pick, like we're in a situation here where we can pick who we kind of give out a heart to, you kind of always want to prioritize Autumn, because she is the most important one as far as achievements are concerned or trophies are concerned, and can be, if you don't get her all the way up, then you're going to have to replay more of the game to get that. So it's pretty important to kind of prioritize Autumn while you can. Make sure you get her up as quickly as possible, and then you can focus on the other girls. But regardless, there's not too many of these where you're picking on who you're distributing hearts to. But like in this situation, I just looked at all 3 of them. I'm going to pick Autumn, and we'll get a heart for her.
You didn't have to throw away your keys. I'm so sorry, Autumn.
Thanks.
So once you're in this area,
This is
looking for the keys, we have our first chance to
make a new copy.
record the 3 different girls.
Especially when she could pay her
And this is a little tedious, but you're going to have to record each of them 10 different times.
What's that? Need a light, Swan. Over here, by the puddle. Spotlight's on me.
And you can just keep doing this over and over again. I know it's kind of dumb. And, you know, you can always go back and record later, but you just have to do this 10 times for each of the girls, and you'll be able to record them, like I said, in later chapters if you want different footage. But might as well get this out of the way now while we have an opportunity. Okay, so that's Nora done. Now we'll have to find the other 2 girls. Over here is Autumn.
I'm so screwed.
I took things so hard when I was a kid.
Alright, last one. Like I said, I know this is a little tedious, but we can get it done now. Might as well. Pop a trophy in the meantime as well, and then we'll come over here and record Cat. And that double feature trophy,
Careful where you shine that thing.
by the way, whoa, she's fast. The double feature, by the way, is for getting 20% of the memoirs finished. And we're going to keep on working on them. And we're going to finish up with Cat here, and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, there we go. So we got those 3 done, and now we can move on to the next thing.
Are you gonna help us look or not?
All right, so the next is we have to record the 6 different pieces of the playground. We'll start with this swing right here. Then we'll go over to this little guy, the little like squirrel looking thing. Should be able to record it. I don't know. Oh, there we go. I have to zoom in a little bit more. Then I guess we can do this next. And let's see, we can do this big rocket ship thing. There are plenty of things to record. You don't have to do exactly the ones that I do. I'm just kind of searching around, trying to find some things to shoot. Grab this one. And then we'll do the seesaws as well. And there you go. That is the Forgotten Playground completed.
What? I can tell you're freaking out. I know.
Then come up here.
I should have packed a blunt.
Do the water tower at night.
Not right now. No.
The water tower. Oh, it'd be more fun to film if it sprung a leak.
And then there's gonna be a bird, an owl, on the train car right here. Go ahead and record him, and this will be our 5th bird. There we are. And then go ahead and find the keys, and then once you do, we'll continue. Okay, so once you spot the keys, up here, you're gonna come back to this that you're searching for something to throw at it. There is this grate right here. You can
Should we cover this? The keys
talk
could
about
fall
it.
right in.
And then you'll want to cover it with this cardboard. And this is going to earn you a trophy. We're not going to get it yet, but this is going to give you the butterfly effect trophy, which changes the story, essentially. There are other places you can do this, obviously, but this is the first one and the most obvious one. So go ahead and do that, and then in Chapter 7, or in Scene 7, the trophy will pop. I'll go ahead and show that when we get there. Okay, once you spot Autumn's keys, you'll want to come over here with Kat to this drain pipe. There is just for sake of being able to find it easily. That's where we were. Come over here, search in the drain pipe, and then you're going to want to record this toy in a second after this cutscene.
Hey.
Alright, so the troll is going to be up on the ledge after the cutscene. You're just going to want to... Gotta zoom in on it. Take some film. And that is terrible toy number 1.
What's homeschool like, Kat?
Alright, so eventually you're gonna want to make your way over to this fence area with Autumn. Make sure you do everything else before you do that, because once you go through there, it kind of goes to the next kind of section. But yeah, so make sure you come over here, and then we'll have another toy to record in a minute.
No way.
Chicken?
No.
We were kids. We didn't know better.
So when you're back in this little tent area, there's a doll on the ground that you can go ahead and record.
Fuck.
And that will be it for this section. There's not much to do for a little while, so
You okay?
I'll see you in a bit.
No. But
Cute keychain.
Thanks. That keychain was on my old set.
So
One you helped me find.
as you can see, inspect expect Autumn's keys,
That you've held on to something
and
from
you'll
way
get
back
the
then.
trophy for the butterfly effect, assuming that you put the cardboard over the grate. So that is pretty much the easy way to do it. Okay, so you're gonna be in once you're done with the night section, you're gonna be in the section with Autumn next, where you're kind of like recording her with a camcorder. This is probably the most important place to build relationship with her. So make sure you're picking options that you would think would give you plus hearts. Try to get as many as possible. If for some reason you pick a wrong option or you get some minus hearts or whatever, you can always restart the scene just by clicking restart checkpoint. But yeah, so make sure that as you're recording her, you're just getting more and more hearts, because again, this is probably the most important section in tape 1 with Autumn.
Descriptions on page 27.
Okay, so now we're back at the bar. The bartender is kind of muttering to himself about the machine, and we can get a trophy here if we eat one of these peanuts. You have to do it twice, I believe.
Gross.
Try it once.
I didn't set a passcode yet.
Try it twice.
Screw it.
And there you go. You can get a trophy for that. And then we'll go to the next scene.
Okay.
All right. So now that we're in the garage, we have this toy here to record. And sorry for my voice. I'm kind of losing it. Been a little sick recently. But, you know, the show must go on, so.
Hey, look, Nora.
And then once you're done filming, go ahead and just pick up the box, the Moo box that's on top of it. And you can turn it over a couple times, and you'll get it to Moo and get a trophy. All right. So once you're in the area where you're getting ready to film the Forest Girls memoir, you can take a look over this way, and if you record this, you'll get another scenic view, the pond here. We can add that to our memoirs. Then you'll want to approach this
I have an idea.
arrowhead.
Film me while I blow some smoke rings. I'm really good at it. Promise.
You have to zoom in pretty far, but you'll get another one of these hunting ones, so we'll grab that. And then there is a bird out here, the great blue heron. There's a couple of them, but grab this and you should have 6 of 15 of these. And then we have to go through another area after this. You can get the deer if you didn't get it before.
I've been practicing my cartwheels, Nora.
But yeah, record the Forest Girls memoir, and then we'll continue on.
Fine.
All right, once you make it through the gap, you can turn around, and there is some
So this is like your backyard.
deer feces on the ground here. Go ahead and record those for more hunting.
It sucks. Can we move on?
All right, so eventually you'll find your way over to this fence near the hunting blind right here. And before you do anything else, there's a bow and arrow, or I guess it's just a bow here, leaning up against it. Go ahead and record that as well. Oh yeah, there are some arrows in the ground, so there you go. And then there's a lock on the gate here. If you look at it, it says Corey plus Dylan. Technically, you're not supposed to have the code at this point in the game. You can find the code in one of the later episodes. I think it's episode 24, maybe 25. Or, sorry, it's scene 24, 25. But just to save us some time, I have the code for us. It starts with 0, and then unfortunately you can't go up and down. So it's 0 and then 8. You have to hit turn a bunch of times. 0, 8. 2, and then 7. There you go. Unlock that. Take that off, and you get the Heartbreak trophy, and we can continue on. All right. So once you do the little bike scene, and the hunting blind is right over here, you'll just want to turn around, head back towards the girls. And on the ground here is another hunting thing we can record, so go ahead and do that. Alright, so before you head this way, which will essentially exit the scene and go to the next one, you're going to want to head to the left here, down this path, and you're going to kind of come up to a pond area. So from the little air guitar section, you can turn around, And there is some bullet casings on the ground right here. And this will complete your hunting memoir. And then you're going to want to get a scenic view shot of the pond. There it is. You can zoom in. Take a nice video of this and grab that.
Take more shots to choose from.
And then from here, there is this little stack of rocks, and you can obviously, sit down, do whatever. There's this cairn here. You want to examine, pick up the stone, and place it on top, and you'll get a trophy for your travels. So do that, and then we can head over to the next little section of this scene, and there's a couple more things we need to film, and then we'll be done. Alright, so once you're here at the log bridge that you're getting ready to cross, before you do that, turn to the right and head over to this pond. There's a couple things we need to film. First things first, make sure you don't get too close to any of the creatures. That's a toy, we don't have to worry about that right now, but there's a bird up in this tree.
You ready, Swan?
So do this, get this bird, again, make sure you don't get too close. Okay, and then you'll have a scenic view to finish out your scenic views right here. And then you can walk up and do this forest stall, and this will be it for this particular scene. So you can go ahead and finish the scene as normal. Okay, so you're going to go through a bit of a weird section where you're wandering in the dark, and then you're going to flash back to the present, or not flashback, you're going to go back to the present, we're speaking with Autumn, and then you're going to come back to where you're in this forest. This is scene 13, if you take a look here. It is Cabin in the Woods. We need to grab just a couple of things while we're here. So right at the very beginning, don't walk too far forward, there is a raven right
There's
here.
this old house they find, and they break into it in the very first chapter.
Make sure you get that, because if you do walk a little bit too close, then it'll fly away. So grab that before you do. If for some reason you do make it fly away, you can always restart the chapter. And then we have one other thing we need to record in the cabin itself. Okay, so once you're in the attic of the cabin, there is a doll on the ground right here that you're going to want to record. And get it in frame here. There we go. Terrible Toys. This will be number 5. And this is the last thing we need to record in this area. So we'll go ahead to the next scene. Alright, so now that we're back in the bedroom, or back in Swan's room, I guess, after the whole cabin thing, you're gonna call a friend or whatever, and then this is going to happen. You're gonna have to change your clothes. So feel free to, to pick whatever you like, wear whatever you want. There is a couple things that we need to tape in here. Well, it's not a couple things, it's one thing. We just have to tape the cat a bunch of times. So first things first is tape the cat on the trunk.
Sorry, kitty. These snacks aren't for you.
So then on the floor behind you, near the door, there's these cat treats. Take a video of these.
Where'd I put those cat treats?
And then you can come over here and use them.
Here you go, buddy.
The cat will run over.
Good boy.
Then you need to be relatively quick with this one. While he's eating the treats, make sure you take a video of him
Now I
eating
can
them.
get into my trunk. Thanks, kitty.
Then after you do the trunk, the cat will be on the ground here, and you can record him once more, and that's pretty much all we have to do. And then once you close the trunk, Pumpkin will get back on the trunk, and then you can pet him again for the trophy.
Pumpkin! What did you say?
Okay, so once you're back at the cabin, we need to take a few shots around the outside of it. So first things first, we're actually just going to take a shot of the cabin itself.
Why would you even say that?
And then you're going to want to head over to the right. And sort of around the corner here, there is a tree that has a skull in it. Want to take a video of that. And then there is the bridge here. Take a video of the bridge. And finally, there are the wind chimes right here. So grab these also.
Don't even go there.
And then from the wind chimes, there's a bird sitting on this little bird bath looking thing right here. You can take a video of him. And that will do it. I've seen one of these thrushes or whatever they are on the bridge before, but it wasn't there this time. I don't know. But you should be able to get him in one of the two locations, whether it's there or over here. But that's pretty much all we have to do in this chapter, so go ahead and we'll see you in the next one. All right, so here we are in scene 16. We are right by the pond and everything here. We are like quite literally, have just started scene 16. So if you have explored the house and then you come over to the pond here, you'll be in 16 Echoes of Summer. And if you walk over here and you look out onto the pond there, you're going to see a mallard just casually taking a swim.
Right.
Go ahead and record him. And that's all you need to do for this scene. So after that scene plays and you leave the cabin, scene 17 is going to be you filming Nora, kind of like how you filmed Autumn. Again, with this, make sure that you try to get as many hearts with Nora as possible, as you will need a good relationship with her to get an achievement or get a trophy. So, yeah, make sure you do this. You can always replay the scene if you need to, or restart the checkpoint, whatever. All right, so after a bit of a lengthy scene, you're going to end up back in Swan's room. We have some things to record here. Obviously, first things first, we'll record this moth girl. Then after you do that, you'll want to record the cat on the desk. And that's pretty much it for the room as far as recording goes, but make sure before you leave here, before you do anything else, you come over to the closet and change your clothes again. Okay, so once you are in, you regain control of Swan in this little like pond area again at night. Or rather at dusk, place Moth Girl down here on the rock. You can go ahead and take another Moth Girl Chronicles video. Okay, then from this rock, after you record Moth Girl, there will be a clothing line right here that you can record. Grab this for Woodlands Ruins number 5. And then there's a path to the left. You want to follow this before you go back towards the cabin. About halfway down the path, you'll come across this bird right here, sitting on this little stump. Take a recording of him. Obviously, again, make sure you don't get too close. And you can get that. Now, we're going to head back to the cabin. So turn around and go back this way. And then right here on the corner, zoom in, and you can get a shot of yet another bird. You need 3 more birds. So now keep your camera out, and we can get this guy here. Okay, so there's the bridge. This is kind of like the corner of the house. We kind of came from this direction. It's a little hard to find where we're. I mean, it's not hard to find where we're at, but I just want to make sure you know where we are. So again, we're at this kind of corner section, and we're gonna turn this way. There's like another little path that's kind of off to the left. Don't go down this one. Go to the left just a little bit more, and you'll find this path. There's a bird sitting right here that we are gonna want to grab. Go get that guy. And then if you keep walking down this path, there's this cool little cave right here. And this will finish your woodland ruins. So grab this. And you'll be done. For now, you'll get Collector's Edition, which is 50% of all of the collectible memoirs being completed. And yeah, we'll continue to move on. We have a trophy to get in the next scene, but we don't have anything to record, so I'll meet you over there. All right, I paused it because we have to make a decision. I just want to talk real quick. So we are sitting in the cabin at night. After you light the fire, you're going to be playing Truth or Dare. It's going to go around a couple of times. You will kind of be forced into a truth first. That one doesn't really matter, but it's going to come back to you a second time, and you're going to pick between truth or dare. For a trophy, make sure here that you pick dare. So that's what we're going to do. And they're going to dare you to do Bloody Mary, essentially.
Or Swan.
So now in here, you have to say Bloody Mary a total of 13 times to get the trophy.
Bloody Mary.
Get possessed?
Maybe. See you later, Mary.
Bloody Mary still freaks me out to this day.
I haven't dared to play.
Okay, so after sort of the big climax of the game and everything, and you're kind of going through this, we're in scene 21 right now. You're going to be bouncing back and forth between one certain scene and talking to Corey, who was the bully from earlier in the game. When it comes to you, you're going to say a couple of lines, but when it comes to you, make sure that you pick leave. So yell at him to leave.
Leave!
And
I'll drag you out of here by your fucking ponytail.
And then after that,
You're
make
a
sure
fucking
that you
clown.
click on film him here.
Not to spy on your sister. Turn it off!
And you can film him one more time for the final
Dude, what the
bullies
hell? Rolling?
tape.
I thought you loved being filmed.
All right, so once you go play some pool at the bar, during the pool game, you are going to be here in scene number 23, I believe. Yeah, we can double check. Yeah, scene 23. And this is the interview with Kat. So just like the interviews with Nora and Autumn, Nora and Autumn, make sure, again, that you try to get as many hearts as possible so you can get Kat's friendship as up as it can go. So anyway, go ahead and do that, and I will see you in the next part. So after you're done interviewing Kat,
I'll wait.
you'll come back out at this playground. There's a few things we need to record. So up here, you can go ahead and place Moth Girl at the top of the slide and record another Moth Girl Chronicles. Wait, actually, I just realized it didn't count my other one. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and do the other Moth Girl one. I don't know why it didn't count that for some reason. But you should have 3, and then the 4th one you'll get here at the swing set. Kind of place Moth Girl there. There you go. So you got that. And again, you should be at 4 of 6 instead of 3. Again, I don't know why mine's at 3. But if you look in the sky here, there is the water tower during the day. Go ahead and record that, and you'll get that done.
The water tower. It'd be more fun to film if it sprung a leak.
And then behind the fence over here, there is our final bird that we need. Grab him, and that will complete the bird memoir as well. And that is going to be it for this section. I will see you in scene number 24. All right, so once you are back in front of the bar in the present day, or rather, sorry, in the past, we need to record a few things. So first things first, let's grab this billboard. It'll unlock a new memoir. We're actually going to go ahead and just complete the whole memoir here. So we get that. Excuse me. We'll record the truck.
I was nervous, but super excited to find our way behind the bar. I wasn't used to being a troublemaker.
Then we'll film this car here. You can do the... Oh, there we go. You can do the side. And you can grab this side.
I was going along with the plan, but I was super scared of getting in trouble. The back of the bar was definitely off limits. It was a risky idea.
Got this sign, the no minors sign, and then there is this phone booth here. And once you get all 7 of those, then we are good to go. Alright, so once you break into the fence, there is this little chair. You'll go ahead and place Moth Girl there. And you can take another video. Oh, it didn't save again. Okay. Maybe my game is bugged. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, that might just end up being my final one. I even went back and got Moth Girl again in that one area. So you should be at 5 out of 6, but for some reason I'm still stuck at 4. We'll figure it out later. But yeah, so continue on, and we'll see you on the other side. Alright, so once you're in the breaker and you've put the new fuses in, go ahead and turn off all of the fuses.
Turn that stupid thing on.
And eventually, you'll get the lights out trophy. Alright, so once you're out in front of the bar after you turn the power on, you'll have a bunch of strangers you can record. Make sure you do that. That guy. Get this guy. And then this guy. That'll be all the strangers that you need for that memoir. And then you're going to want to hustle over here.
Do you think more people will come outside?
Once we get started?
Yeah. Fuck, I hope so.
And you're going to want to put
This is
Moth
basically
Girl.
our debut as a band, so it's gotta be big.
Yeah.
And this will be the last one, or at least it should be the last one. It's not for me, like I said. For some reason, mine is not working, but I think I know the solution. I'm going to collect all of the other memoirs and then go back and get the final one that I don't have anymore for some reason.
They'll have to drag us out
But
if they try.
that is
if we
it
just
for
keep
all of the
playing.
recording places. Actually, that's it for pretty much
But if shit
everything
starts to go down,
in tape number 1. We've gotten all the trophies we can get up to this point, obviously besides some of the story ones for completing the tape. And we've recorded everything that we need to record, so I will see you in tape number 2. Right, so once you get to the end of the first tape, you're going to get this screen here that shows you your relationship status with each of the 3 girls. You're going to want to make sure that you are at the very least at new friend with each of them. As you can see, I'm at BFFs with all of them. That's where you're going to want to end tape 2 at, essentially. Or you're going to want to build your relationships until you get to BFFs by the end, so you can have, you can earn the trophy for all of their like relationship-related things. So you have a few more chapters to do that. If you're at BFFs right now, or even if you're at something more with some of them, you'll be good to go. But if you're at like We're Cool, I would highly recommend going back and playing from the interview of that character and making sure you get as many hearts with them as possible. I know that sounds like a huge pain, but that's why I made such a big deal about getting it in this guide. So if you haven't, and you can't just go through collectible mode, you have to redo the story, which is the big problem, which is why, again, I was saying make sure you get as many hearts as possible. So anyway, you should have an idea of what you're looking at. You can hit square to go to the present, and then you'll also build friendships here as well. But ultimately, make sure that you have BFFs, or not BFFs, at least new friend with each of them, and you should be good to go. All right, welcome to tape 2. Eventually, you'll find yourself back in Swan's room. We need to do something rather quickly here. There's a box that we need to pack, and there is a trophy to pack it within 3 minutes. Shouldn't be too hard to get.
Forever ago.
All right, so this is kind of just my way of doing it. We're going to stack the larger items in the back. We're going to grab this. This one's kind of awkward because it's a triple, and you rotate items by hitting L3. Then we're going to put this big... Whoops. We're going to put this big one in this area. We can just do some smaller stuff like these. And then what we want to do is... Let's see. We do this one. Rotate it here, kind of like so. This on top of the Rubik's Cube. Maybe throw this. Top of, nope, not that one. Top of this one. And then we'll do boom. Boom. So now you'll have 4 kind of like second story things. And then these should fit right on top of them. Like so. And there you go. That is your box packed in 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, and you should get the trophy.
Done.
So then while you're here, again, let's make sure we head over to the closet and change our clothes. This is still not the last time that you can change, but you'll just want to make sure that you do this. A couple more things we need. So come over to the bookshelf. Up here is that pin screen from earlier. Make sure that you do all of the different ones here, and this should give you a trophy if you did the first ones in chapter 1 or in tape 1. There we go. And then you're going to want to look at this book down here, this Illusion Eye.
Oh, I see it right away this time, Bluff Butt.
Okay, so then from there, we can actually do this one first. So we have this phone.
I know, Fluff Butt.
And then, interestingly enough, there's a phone number that's hidden in the very first scene in tape number 1, and we have to call that. I'm going to save you the trouble of having to go all the way back and looking it up. The number is 416 555 55 5 0 1 7 5.
Hello? Who's there?
Don't forget.
I can't hear you. Hello?
Then you're also going to want to come over this way. Search Swan's secret spot. And there's going to be a whole bunch of things you're going to have to activate. You're going to have to look at or just use in general. So all of these different things. Now, I have heard that this one's bugged as well. So I'm just going to go through all of them. It should work. If it doesn't, then we'll talk about it then. Yeah, so we got it. But funny enough, I didn't even have to examine every item. It may be because I looked at, I believe these are items from earlier. So obviously it should carry over. If it doesn't pop for you, I've heard to completely back out of this, like have her put it back under the bed, take it all out again, and look at it all again. And it's worked for some people that way. Don't know if that'll work for you, but you can definitely give it a try. And then the final thing we need to do after that is we need to turn around and we need to play a tape on the TV here. Alright, so once you get back to the bar and you shoot a bit of footage around, you're going to want to talk to Pam.
Yeah, you. Got a question for you.
So after talking to Pam, well, actually during the conversation, she asks you if you've seen a book. You can actually find said book over here by the dumpster.
Oh, jeez.
Right here. Go ahead and grab this. Pick it up. And you can bring it back over to her, and for that you will get a trophy.
Is this your book?
Oh, that's it. Thank you so much.
Glad I could help.
So there you go. You get that for helping out Pam. And that is it for this scene as far as trophies or any recording that we need to do. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so here we are in the cabin. We are in scene number 5 here in tape 2. And we are going to record our first thing in this tape. In the cabin off to the right, there's like this little boombox. You pull out your camera, you can zoom right in on this toy here and get Terrible Toys number 6. Alright, now at some point before you leave the cabin, after you're done filming and you grab the thermos, there's a chair here with some clothes on it. This is the second to last time you'll need to change clothes, so make sure you do this before you leave the cabin, as it's pretty important so you get the trophy later on. But go ahead, pick whatever crazy clothes you want to wear, and then that is it for this scene, and we'll move to the next one. Alright, so we are now in tape 2, scene number 6, Pieces of Autumn. You will enter this scene pretty much, not immediately after scene number 5. You'll have a bit of a conversation with Autumn in the present, and then you'll kind of flash back to this moment now. Do everything that I do, and you'll get the trophy, assuming that your friendship is high enough with Autumn. That is the big key. If your friendship is high enough with Autumn, you do everything I do in this video right here, then you'll get the trophy. So let's start. So you'll first be met with this.
You wanted to leave. Well,
you can listen to...
or face the reality of Kat's condition.
You can listen to all of the dialogue, of course, but you want to pick what's going on.
Autumn, what's going on?
So now you should pick, we should stick together.
I felt bad for avoiding everyone, but I just felt so overwhelmed.
We should stick together. But...
So now you'll want to do the second option here. I'll help if that's what you want.
I'll help if that's what you really want.
All right, so you'll need to come over to the toiletries and grab the purple toothbrush out of the holder right here. And then you want to bring it back to her.
I need to get going. Here's your toothbrush. Thanks.
There's nothing to record here, by the way. We're not recording anything. But
I wanted to be alone. Then I was glad you showed up. You really helped me out.
Next, you should do I should have called you.
I'm sorry. I should have called you.
So the next option, you can stick around and listen to her.
Keep reliving that moment in my head. Over and over. The lights going out. Cat falling. The blood coming out of her nose.
You'll want to do we didn't know Cat would get hurt.
We didn't know Cat would get hurt.
So now you want to make sure
didn't want to finish it anyway.
that you pick I'll find it for you.
I'll find it.
Then you want to come over here and you want to grab the highest score magazine, which is this one here on the little box. So pick that up, or the milk crate or whatever it is you return milk crate. Then bring that back to her.
Can't forget anything. Is this yours? I gotta get out of here.
So go ahead and choose deep breaths for this one.
Deep breaths. But I didn't know how.
So go ahead and do.
Sorry,
Can I teach you a word game next?
I needed my space in those moments, or a good distraction.
Can I teach you a word game? Like what?
So you'll want to look at this skateboard poster.
You were the one who taught me that game.
And then do Autumn's 6 skater poster.
Autumn's 6 skateboarding poster.
You of them back then.
So this one I don't think super matters, but you can do you win if it helps you feel better.
You win if it helps you feel better. Okay.
Then you look at her shirt here.
I'll walk home.
And you can do your comfy shirt.
My bag. Almost packed. Then I can bounce. Your comfy shirt. It really is.
And then look over here at the door
melted
and do the way home.
From your place? The way home. Yeah.
And then you want to rotate all the way back around
Stay last snack stash.
to an old bed older than us.
Your shirt? You kind of wear that one a lot. An old mattress. Probably older than us.
And then you want to pick, I have some videos we can watch.
I've got some videos I wanted to show you. If that sounds cool.
And then make sure you pick the Fallen's Rest or Fallen's Curse, whatever you named it. Make sure you pick that video here. Yeah, so you don't have to watch it. You just have to hit triangle to select it, and then hit confirm and leave.
Remember when we fixed up this place? It's really gotta go.
And now, as she's leaving,
Wait.
make sure that you run after her, and you're gonna get the option to hug her. Do that, and if she trusts you and enough for you to get the achievement, she'll drop her bag, and you will you'll get the achievement, the trophy. Alright, so after a little while, you'll end up chilling with Nora in her garage, and there's a few things we need to record. Actually, there's a bunch of things we need to record. We can first start things with this empty beer 6-pack there. Then this on the...
Ooh, you brought your camera.
The box.
Make sure I look cool.
Get this on the table. And there's this one on the table as well, the ashtray. Gotta zoom in a little bit. And then there is this. And then there's one more. It should be, I guess we could do over here, this one, this videotape. And there you go. You got your 6 done. All right, so you want to come over to this bag of clothes here sitting on the chair.
Whoa. Shopping spree?
And then once, after a short little conversation there, go ahead and click change. And you can change your clothes to whatever you like. And once you're done, just hit confirm and leave, and this should pop the trophy for you.
What do you think? Dude, it was made for you.
All right, we are here in scene number 8. There are a few things we have to do, but first things first. We're in front of Kat's house at night. We need to record a few things. So, like, first things first, we can record this kind of, like, upper platform area.
Film me sneaking in. Hurry before they see us.
Then we can record this down here.
Go!
You can ignore her for now. I want to come down here, film the gift shop or whatever that is there. Yeah, gift shop. Film this. And then the final thing we need to film is a little ways down here, I believe. Yeah, it's right here.
Wrong way.
Are you rolling?
Yeah, you can't walk down that way, but you can kind of get it in view here. Film that, and then that will be all 5 for Prison Break. Alright, so after you signal a bunch with Kat up in her room, she's going to give you a code to unlock this gate. Just head over to it. It is 7093. That'll open the gate. And now you have to do things kind of stealthily here so you can get the trophy.
Climb up to her window?
He'll see you there. Quick, hide. What? Fuck.
So you tell Nora to hide behind the chair.
Behind the chair.
And then you're going to want to move this wagon.
I don't do something.
Move the wagon.
What the fuck was that?
Move, Swan.
So you need to walk up here. All right, so once you're here, the best thing to do is to ask for Kat's help.
Maybe Kat can help us.
Look up towards the door.
Dylan, what is it?
Nothing. Why?
Kat said you.
Shit. He's back.
Then he's gonna come back outside. And what you're gonna want to do is, as he's walking to the left of you, you're gonna want to walk as well. But as soon as he stops, you have to hide. Make sure you hide pretty quickly in the bush. And you have to be like really like up close in the bush. Don't walk too far away from the bush. Because if you're more towards the screen, he's gonna see you. So every time he turns to walk to the left, you go. It's pretty basic stealth stuff. Now you go. Make sure you don't get like ahead of him or anything. Stay here towards the bush. And then you can go.
Hey, babe, we got anything to eat in there?
And now you're gonna have some dialogue with Nora.
Okay. This should be safe.
Nora will walk over.
Made it. I
don't know what she's doing.
Swan, you're my hero.
I still gotta get up on the roof, though.
We'll find a way.
Well, so you get the trophy, and then obviously you can pick one of these, but that's pretty much it. Enjoy the trophy. Okay, so we're in scene number 9 now, talking with Kat in her room. There's really nothing you have to do to get this trophy, but she just, I guess minor spoilers here. You're about to watch it if you've gotten to this point in the video. But she's going to ask you to cut, or actually she's not going to ask. Essentially, you can choose to help her cut her hair, or you can help her cut her hair, or you can cut it yourself. And the only way you get the trophy is if she trusts you enough to do it. If she continues to insist that she does it herself, then you just have not a high enough relationship status with her, and you won't get the trophy. But unlike the other two, this one is pretty simple. Just try to cut her hair for her, and if you can do it, then obviously you'll get the trophy for it.
And see that I'm gone.
Okay, so now before you do the act of cutting Kat's hair, there are a few things that you need to record in the room. Pretty simple. You'll be able to find them all kind of right here in this little area, but there are 6 total things that you need to record. We'll just go ahead and grab those. Then I believe there's one on the table here. Yeah, this voice recorder thing. Tape recorder. Then there's this photo. There's 2 photos. This photo. And this photo. And that's actually the last recording for quite a while.
Be honest. Do I look dumb?
All right, so eventually you're going to find yourself in this barn here, interacting with the deer in the barn, sorry. And this is the place where we're going to get our final miscellaneous trophy. So this one in particular, you're going to want to open this door.
Gertie.
Kat will mention that it's Gertie. And after a short cutscene, go ahead and pet her. And you will get the last miscellaneous trophy of the game. Now all we have to do is finish the final memoir and beat the game, and that will be your platinum. All right, so you'll find yourself in the bar. It's the penultimate scene of the game here, scene number 18. And you've got to record in the present day the final 6 things that you're going to need for your last memento, or for your last memoir, sorry. So we can start with this. And then go ahead and do whatever you like. There's a number of different things you can do. You can do Gus and Pam as well.
Hey.
Hi, Swan.
And yeah, you can... You're essentially at the end of the game now. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Definitely been an interesting story, to say the least. Definitely not going to try to spoil anything, but once you complete that, your trophy should pop again. Mine is not. I'm going to have to go back and grab that one that doesn't seem to want to unlock for me. I'll cut to me doing that and popping the trophy, and then essentially it's just picking up the plat from here. So GG's, guys. I hope you enjoyed. All right, I'm back at the Moth Girl area that for some reason was not working for me, but assuming this works, I should get the trophy pop for the final collectible. And there we go. Okay, so we got the complete box set. That has officially popped. Even if it doesn't save for me, whatever. We see that it got popped here. And now all that remains is to complete the rest of the game. So I will see you there for our final scene, and we get the platinum along the way. All right, folks, so there you go. There you have it. The platinum has been secured. I hope that you have had as much fun with the game as I have. I hope the guide was helpful and you were able to get through it as easily as I hoped. If you did like the video, if you did enjoy the guide, please do consider following the channel, maybe dropping a comment or telling your friends, anything that can help us get more views on these videos. I really love making them, so all your support is very much appreciated. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And if you are looking for a Discord server with like-minded individuals here that all love plat hunting, please consider joining our Discord. It's discord.gg/platpursuit. But until next time, guys, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next guide.